please help me in welcoming to the stage, Maher.
I hope that we'll have you back on soon with more breakdowns just like this one.
Fellow consortium lab member McKinsey had a great report that showed in the construction world, they lose about $1.7 trillion every year due to inefficiencies. So, we asked that question, what if we could improve safety while handling efficiency? And we worked with the Boston Dynamics team to custom create a spot robot that not only could give us real-time answers on the site of what's actually happening, but also help mitigate risk and injuries, which happen all too often on construction sites.
Them excited and keeps us excited.
And I think that's why you're just doing such amazing work, because we've seen this in the general business world, that generally when things are open sourced, you can push an entire industry or progress forward because everyone can see there's no trade secrets. And I think the genius of what you did is you've kind of open sourced the mind of young children that allowed them to build. You gave them the tools to actually build, as opposed to kind of dictating what these ideas should be. And I think that's what's really so powerful.
The tools to build and to share.
And to share, and to share.
A lot of us don't have any idea what it means, and joining us now is Maher, the founder of M7 Innovations, to break this down. So, long term, when are we, going to see ourselves using Web3?
Well, it's a great question. And I think the reality is we're probably going to be in Web 2.5 for about a decade. Now, if I'm optimistic about it, Web3 is directionally correct. Just like the internet was directionally correct in 2000, we just didn't have technology and we didn't have the consumer behaviors yet to catch up. And we're kind of in that same space, that there is a ton of promise in Web3. There's a ton of promise in fandom, community, owning our own data.
Let's discuss the most important technology of 2023 in this decade, artificial intelligence. In its simplest definition, AI is a branch of computer science that leverages large data sets to enable problem solving. To date, it's been how your GPS provides you the best route, Spotify recommends the next song, and Alexa can deliver an answer to any question. But when OpenAI released ChatGPT into the world and 100 million people signed up, making it the fastest growing application in the history of the internet, we quickly shifted from a wave of passive invisible AI to a tsunami of active generative AI, one that will have an immediate and incredible impact. Let's discuss a few components of this AI, showcasing the exciting opportunities that exist today and the potential of this transformative technology tomorrow.
AI first search, I think, is fascinating to look at because it is so fundamentally different from what we know of search in the past 10 or 20 years. I mean, search really hasn't changed in 20 or so years, and beyond just Google, which obviously has a 91% market share, you search on Google, list of 20 links, you search on Amazon, list of 20 products, you search on TikTok, list of content. But that's surfing the web, right? You have 20 Chrome browsers open, 130 cards on Safari. AI first search in ChatGPT and the perplexities of the world, they go out and scrape the internet, amalgamate multiple sources, and bring the internet to you. And that just changes how the internet operates. Like what exactly is a website in 2025 when it's not a destination for a user to go to, but it's just a repository of information that serves information you.
Kicking this off, I feel like anytime there's AI in a panel name, it's like you kind of roll your eyes. It's like, what are we going to talk about? I do believe there's a large delta between the aspiration of AI and then the action of AI. And I feel like a lot of panels and speeches live on that aspiration of what the world could be 5-10 years from now. But the action is really the most exciting part. The use case is like how it affects businesses. So this panel is all about kind of the action, and each one of you individually have great use cases of how you're bringing AI to life. So Michael, I want to start with you.
So please join me in welcoming Matt to the stage.
Thank you so much for being here. So let's talk about the numbers first, because there are some eye-popping numbers when it comes to gaming as a whole. And I think Kathy, in her keynote this morning, made a great point of saying, everyone raise your hand if you played a game, and everyone's nervous because no one ever wants to raise their hand. But the idea is that if you play Wordle or Candy Crush or any of these other games, like technically you are a gamer. Yes, there's the serious Call of Duty gamers on one side that spend 12 hours a day, and then there's the casual gamers, and casual gaming is rising up.